Hey y'all, Chosen1354 here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a vertical spinning Battlebot in Tinkercad. So, before we start, just so you know that there are 5 main categories to Battlebots that are used in various Battlebots competitions in Tinkercad, and today we will be showing you how to make the vertical spinner bot. So we're just going to go to create, and we're using the the web browser version of Tinkercad. So we're going to name this vertical bot. So the 5 main category bots are vertical spinners, horizontal spinners, drum spinners, full body spinners, and flipper bots. So the flipper bots are not really used because it is very hard to make an automatic flipper bot. So the first thing that you really need, and this really goes for any great version of a bot, is you're going to want a good solid flat base, especially for vertical, and you want it in a kind of square slash rectangle base. Give it a good solid foundation, and also unless it's like a small body, 4 wheels is best. And today we are going to go with 4 wheels design. So we're going to take the box shape and we're going to shrink it down to about 8. Stays good for now. And then we're going to make this about 40 wide by 30. That is a pretty good solid base. We're not going to worry too much about design right now. This is just a tutorial of the basic. And for the wheels, you can take your cylinder shape, drag it out here, turn it sideways, and this tool here drops it to the floor of the work thing. Then change the size from 48 to 128, and that makes it smooth and makes it grip very well. And then we can change the size of it to 10. Actually, we can undo. The cool trick that you can do is, if you're using a keyboard and mouse, which is what I'm doing here on my laptop, hold the shift button, click on the anchor, and you can shrink it to about 10 size all around. So it shrinks universally. Then we're going to bring it over. I'm going to put about the corner here. And then we're going to duplicate this and move it to the back corner here. And we can shift click to select both of them. Not exactly what I wanted, but that works. And we want the way that you want your tires is a good equal spread. If it's lopsided, then it's not going to work that well. Then what we can do is we can pick up the body, that way it's not dragging on the ground. A lot of people really get drum spinners and vertical spinners mixed up because they do both spin in a vertical direction, but a drum spinner is like almost a cylindrical shape. It's round in shape wise, and it's also very wide for more contact area. It's more for like chewing into your opponents. Whereas when we make a vertical spinner, it's narrow. And I mean, there are disc spinner vertical spinners, which is a round shape like a drum spinner, but the biggest difference between vertical and drum spinners is a drum spinner is wide versus a vertical spinner that is narrow and long like this. So that is the major difference, in case you all are wondering. We're going to turn this black. I'm going to get rid of that. So when designing a vertical spinner, you want it a bit long and narrow, and that will create a lot of momentum, a lot of kinetic energy, and that will send your opponents flying. Very useful knowledge to have. And you don't want it as just a singular bar, because what you want to have on the bar is like a scoop. So we're going to take the slope or the wedge, and we're going to turn it 90 degrees. Shift click, and we're going to use the align. To align it. Yep, there we go. And we want it to fit the same width, or about the same width as the bar itself. I'm going to take it, I'm going to shrink it just a little bit. We can make the bar a bit higher. Actually, what we can do here is you can group, set the group to bundle. That way it's not like a full group. Then we can duplicate it, rotate it, okay, that's interesting. So when you're in a group bundle, you can't align two items. That is very interesting. Oh wait, I see how it's going. Okay, never mind. We're gonna have to do it manually. It's already aligned perfectly. So we're going to align it like that. So what the wedges do is they will help get underneath your opponent, and they will scoop it up and just throw them back. See here, there was... Actually, I'm not going to show it here. There was one time where I had the scoop, and it was like, it kind of curved inwards, and you do not want that because it won't scoop, it will just deflect. What you really want is that scoopage to pick it up and to just toss it. Just toss it out of the arena. Now we can group these together. It's a bit big for a bot right now, so we can go ahead and we can shrink this a bit. Just like that. Shrink it some more. And bring it up just a little bit, about one meter off, or centimeter off. That way it's not hitting the ground. Okay, so that is the basic design of our vertical spinner. And honestly, what we can do is make it a little bit longer. Maybe also right there. Okay, so now we can go to the SimLab option here, which is the falling apple, and we can add the motion connectors, which is a relatively new feature in Tinkercad. And what we can do is we can hide the box, and we take these motor connectors and attach them to the wheels. Where's my mouse doing? And then we can attach it to our spinner. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you select all these, you can mine them. That way they are perfectly straight, symmetrical, and you don't have like a galloping horse of a bot. So use the align tool, especially for tires and for weapons, is very important, very useful to get knowledge on. Otherwise your bot will get chewed up. Alright, so now we can bring back our box body, and we can connect all these motors to the body. Alright, now the way to set the motor speed, so we click the motor that we want, and we go to motor type, continuous, and we want it full speed. And you can see the direction that the weapon is spinning, so that's not the way that we want it. We want it going the way that the wedges are pointing. See that there? Now that's spinning in the right direction. And if we take this and we set to static, it is going in the right direction. And if we throw something at it, it kicks it. It absolutely just punts it straight up into the air. Let me zoom out for you guys to see. See where he just kicks that banana straight up, punts it away, gets rid of it, and then we can select both these motors because they're going the same way. You select both those motors, and you want these continuous. And that'll make it autonomous robot. Now those are moving. Alright. And then when we set it to dynamic, oh, we got ourselves a problem. Ah, I see what it is. This needs to come up a bit. That's where you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention where your weapon's at, if you need to move it or lower it. And now look at that. It moves forward, it moves great. Alright, so so in case you guys don't know, I do run a league here on my YouTube page. If you guys have found my YouTube page, you probably have seen it. I run a major league and a minor league, and I do have set rules for if you're going to enter a bot, especially with body material. So the way to change body material is you start with the bar, select the bar, and you get the material here. You can choose all the materials, and I personally set it myself to make it as even as a fighting field as possible for everybody who's competing. So we're going to set it to steel, the weapon to steel, and we're going to shift select all these wheels, and you can either do rubber or bouncy rubber. Bouncy rubber is much faster of a bot, but you do bounce around quite a bit, and then body will stay plastic. So now we have that type of bot. Alright, so that is the basic build of a vertical spinner. You guys stick around and we're going to go ahead and make this cooler. Give it some more design, make it pop out in shape. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this to bouncy rubber, give it a nice little pop in the color. So what I did was I added these wedges here, and that will help you get underneath your opponent robot. And one thing important that you need to know when you're making a wedge, so the way these fights work is a fully autonomous fight. So your bot is going to be moving around by bouncing off the walls of the arena to hit the other opponent. And what you want is, if you see here, you can have the weapon jutting out a bit further than the wedge, and that will help the weapon to make contact with the wall. Because if you have the wedge further than the weapon, you're just going to get stuck there and you're going to be easy prey for your opponent. So now if we come back here to the sim lab, see, we now got our robot here, very beautiful. And if we hit go, see, it drives perfectly straight. And it's a great weapon for good damage. Alright, y'all make sure to comment below what I should name this robot. I'll pick the top comment. And also make sure that you guys like and subscribe for more tutorials on how to improve your Battlebots. Alright, see y'all in the next video. God bless.